Welcome to Save As Ability, a podcast to educate and inform you about disability employment issues. My name is David D'Arcangelo, and I'm your disability policy expert.
Hey everybody, welcome back for another episode of Save As Ability. It's David D'Arcangelo, great to be back with you. And we have a guest today, a great guest. But before we get to Isaac, I want to just please ask our audience here if you can continue to help us grow by liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting. All of that really does help us keep great content flowing for you. And we've got great content today. Matter of fact, the guy who's in charge of great disability content, creative content, Isaac Zablocki. Welcome in, Isaac.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
It's great to have you. And Isaac is in charge of the ReelAbilities Film Festival, which is probably is it the largest, Isaac? If not, it's one of the largest and most influential gatherings.
We say leading because, it's not about size, it's about quality.
Right. And there are some others, but this is definitely one of the leading places where all things disability, stories about it, stories not about disability, but using people with disabilities, like all different aspects. And I think the thing that I like the most is that it is so like inclusive that way, like it's built inclusive. So Isaac, welcome in. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll get into the film festival.
Thank you for having me. So I'm the CEO and co-founder of ReelAbilities. And I'm proud. This is our 18th year of the festival. That's opening April 23rd, running till the 30th in New York. We then travel to other cities across the U.S. And I myself studied film. I'm a film guy. I'm neurodivergent, and I didn't know that term till a few years ago. I always saw myself as just having a learning disability. But neurodivergent sounded so much more inclusive to me than the box of my learning disability. And that's why I've always been into movies, because I was a visual learner. It was a format that spoke to me and I was able to learn from. And therefore I think that movies is something that could really teach and change culture.
Well, thanks for identifying that. That does matter, and we appreciate that, because when others are now viewing this, if they're watching on YouTube or listening to it, if they're one of our Spotify or to iTunes listeners, I think that gives them, if they have interest now, well, wait a minute, Isaac's doing it. I can aspire to run a film festival or be the executive director or whatever the case may be. So I appreciate that. So tell us a little bit now how you've gotten to your 18th year. What was it like year one? I mean, here you are now, this worldwide event. Tell us a little bit about the progression.
Oh, it's come a long way, and there's really been a whole movement behind us. The world has changed. I mean, I think about year one, we didn't know anything about as much about accessibility as we know now. I remember year one, we created audio description just for select films. And now we do it we've been doing this for probably 15 years. We've made it for absolutely all the films, because you shouldn't have to come in and ask, is there audio description for this one? No, automatically you're coming into ReelAbilities, you're having accessibility available. So that's been a major change. We've also moved to a place, one of the big changes is we're seeing more filmmakers with disabilities making their movies. And getting those first person stories has always been crucial for us. And we just have so many more to choose from these days.
Yeah, and it's really powerful, these stories, because everybody has a story, right? People with and without a disability. But I do find that people with disabilities, oftentimes their stories are much more compelling in many ways, just because the nature of the challenges that are there. Like, everybody wants to gloss over disability. Oh, that. It's nice, right? Like, oh, it's great. All of these, inspirational and all this stuff. Yeah, okay, that's good. But the reality is there are challenges there. That's the nature, that lack of, right? So I value that you're genuine and authentic that way.
So we kind of avoid the inspirational stuff. We avoid the cliches. Our new tagline is Reframing Disability, because disability has been seen in such a specific lens in the, I'd say, mainstream media and movies specifically. And There are so many different stories, and you're absolutely right. I mean, the key to drama, put in disability there, that adds to drama. Tell it well, give it a high quality production value, and make it authentic, make it real. And you'll actually, the movies that I love the most are not the ones that are about the disability, but are rather ones that just happen to include disability as part of the experience, as part of the film, that might add some dramatic value, might add some real creativity and think outside the box, which is, of course, again, what makes great movies.
Right, right. And who was it? Sid Field, drama is conflict. So there's that, there's that natural kind of back and forth, which I think is great, makes the movies interesting. All right, let's get in now to the festival, because it's more than just screening movies or giving awards. You've got a whole big series of events here. As I was going through your website, this is like a 3-day, you got panels, you got screenings, you got all kinds of stuff. Take us, for people who are interested, what are they going to get if they come to ReelAbilities?
So the festival runs April 23rd to the 30th. We're in over 20 locations throughout the New York metro area, and that's for geographic accessibility, because we're all about accessibility. Then within that, April 27th and 28th, we have an industry summit where it's 2 afternoons filled with just great panels and events relating to film and performing arts in general. It's sponsored by the Mayor's Office for Media and Entertainment, and we try to take it to the next level in terms of accessibility inclusion. And I sit there every year. I help plan these panels, and I sit there and take notes because I find these panels so interesting. Then we have, after every film, this has been from year one, we decided we want to make this an interactive film festival and not just a one-sided, you see things on the screen and then we send you home. We actually have follow every film with a panel, with a conversation, with the filmmakers, with experts, with partners, and really try to take the messaging of the film, again, to the next level in a deeper way.
Excellent, excellent. All right, now give our people who are tuning in or listening in, because they just love this type of content, I don't want you to put your thumb on the scale, because I'm sure if you're not judging yourself, you're tied into the judges. We're not asking for that. But give us some of the highlights of some of the productions here that people may want to go and check out.
Oh, wow. Got to choose between my children, right? So first of all, everything's great and there's something for everyone. And what I've learned over the years is like there's no one film that everybody agrees on. So this is definitely a program that there with something for everyone. Personally, I'm going to give a weird highlight for a moment. I love the short films. The short films are where every year I'm seeing the most innovative work going on. It's, directors who do not have any limitations, who can make these movies and really do some creative work there. So definitely plugging the short films. Our opening night is a great example for a film. It's called Lone Wolves. It's an American independent film, New York filmmaker, made authentically. The writer-director is someone with autism who will be with us for the event. And this is the lead star of the film too. And it kind of plays into, like, I'm going to call it the romantic romantic comedy genre, relationship film. And it's about a high school couple who meet up again 20 years later, with hopes to get back together, only to discover that one of them actually turns out is a late diagnosed person with autism, and that, again, the disability there adds for some drama and a little wrench in the system.
Yeah, I think I read or saw the trailer on that. It's like a dramedy. I was interested in that. I had just seen Daruma. And then, of course, going back, you mentioned short film. Our friend Doug Rowland, who we've had on the podcast here with Feeling Through. So where do you see the trend going in the past, few years? It definitely seems like now these films, both made by people with disabilities, storylines about disability, do we see that trending up into mainstream Hollywood, motion pictures? Do you see it entering more? And that's kind of our goal, right?
It's not happening enough. I like to think we're trickling up, and people who have come out of our festival over the years have gone on to do great things and even win Academy Awards. We were showing the materials from the folks from Coda way before anybody knew who they were. And and I think Hollywood still has a lot to learn. They've taken a couple of great steps forward, and there's definitely a little bit more inclusion, a little bit more authenticity, a little more thoughtfulness in the process. Maybe they're even coming to us and asking us for some ideas, connections, perspective on it all. But there's a long way to go. We're 25% of our society, and that is not even the representation is sometimes between 2 to 3%. So it's there's not enough there. What I do see, you were talking about like the trends, how things have changed from year one, and it's amazing. Like early on, there was nothing American being made. It was all the big narratives were coming from Europe. We were seeing documentaries out of America, but no real narratives. Now, every year, we see a real great number of independent American-made narratives that are authentically made. So this has definitely been a huge change.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's great. So, all right, Isaac, this is terrific. We thank you. But as we conclude here, tell people how they can learn more about ReelAbilities if they want to attend and, get involved in some way.
So ReelAbilities, first of all, reelabilities.org/New York takes you right to our lineup. We definitely need all the support. This is a small nonprofit that can use any kind of support that can be given, from volunteers to sponsors to actually donations. So we love to get people involved. Most importantly, get the word out and bring people with you to these films. These films are amazing, and some people are hesitant about coming to a disability film festival. Either they say, I live disability, I don't need to see these movies, or they say, I don't live disability, so I don't need to see these movies. Everybody's wrong there, because these movies are great and they're for everyone. So
they stand on their own as entertainment.
Bring people in and break that taboo.
All right, that's great. Well, Isaac, we thank you for what you're doing. We appreciate you, and we can't wait to see the winners. Maybe we can have a follow-up or send us some guests of some of the winners too here. We definitely have a disability thread that's been running through here the past 6 months of our Save Visibility episodes, so we appreciate you being part of that.
I would love that. Thank you.
Okay. All right, Isaac Zablocki, thank you, and everybody else who's involved with your festival. Can't wait to see some of those films. So I hope you liked this episode. If you did, please help us like, subscribe, share, comment. It does keep great content flowing for you. So it's David D'Arcangelo, another episode of Save Visibility, and I hope you have a great day.
For more information about disability employment issues, please visit our website, disabilityemploymentsolutions.com. The Save As Ability podcast is available on Apple Podcast, Spotify, our YouTube channel at Disability Policy Expert, or wherever you stream your podcasts. Subscribe, stream, rate, and review our shows. Your ratings and reviews help our show reach new audiences. Produced by Pod Pro Entertainment. Save As Ability lives within a network of podcasts located at podproentertainment.com. #TheNewRadio. Again, my name is David D'Arcangelo, and I'm your disability policy expert. Until next time, thank you. I hope you have a great day.